Welcome back to WaterparkRanger's Let's Play Pikmin 2. Last episode, we ventured deep through the Frontier Cavern, and we've reached sub-level 5 at this point, which is the dungeon's rest floor. On this floor, we are encountering a familiar enemy from Pikmin 1, or maybe a not very familiar enemy because it was totally optional, and would only show up on the impact site on certain days. The Mamuta. As you've seen in this game, from what you've seen of them right now, they're actually kind of worse than in Pikmin 1, and that basically, in the first game, I liked them more. They didn't really go after you at all, unless you attacked them. But in this game, they do go after your Pikmin, and I think your captains. And they do cause quite a bit of annoyance, constantly putting all the Pikmin into the ground over and over like that. And your captains, of course, can get hurt by that too. It's highly recommended, therefore, that you get the Plecophone before going after any places that have Mamutas, just for how easy it is to get the Pikmin back out of the ground. Processing. How strange. This atypical metal object came from inside that bizarre being. It appears to be a giant metal hand. Perhaps it is an ancient work of art? Alright, that was unusual. You'll see why. Or, well, I should explain why. Basically, you've seen how, like, for every dungeon boss, they usually give you an item that will, so far always have given items that will go into our Explorer kit and give us new abilities. Well, this dungeon's unique in the fact that, basically, there's a treasure here for the Explorer's kit, that treasure right there, that giant fist, basically, that you get without even fighting a boss. So that is a very unique circumstance. The only things besides... Oh, a Dweevil was picking this up. Oh, this is a new Dweevil, Caustic Dweevil. Caustic Dweevil shoot water, for the record, and they're also not common at all. The only place you're going to find Caustic Dweevils, besides this floor, where there's only like one or two, is... I think they appear in the last two dungeons of the game on one floor each. So they're a very uncommon Dweevil, perhaps the most rare of all. Brute Knuckles, that's what this one is called. This object seems to replicate a humanoid fist. Odd, you don't know what humans are. The glove much like it once was in my hold, and here is that very glove. I've just found that missing rocket punch in my junk hold. So basically... Oh, I skipped the awesome dialogue. He was like, just press A to throw very heavy punches. 1, 2, punch! You know how captains can, like, attack without Pikmin? I'm not sure if I've actually shown that. But captains can fight without Pikmin. You just dismiss your Pikmin and press A to punch, your opponents. Now that we have the Rocket Fist, though, the power of our punches goes way up. It increases drastically. It is still yet not understood by modern science. Basically what happens is, you throw two pretty strong punches, and then your third punch in the combo is huge. Your fist literally turns, like, the size... it turns about three times the size of your own body and does, bam, a lot of damage for a captain. So... with this upgrade, and if you've got two captains punching at the same time, just by moving as a single unit but without Pikmin, you can dish out some pretty heavy damage without even using your Pikmin in battle. And I was saying, and I know I got way off track because that Caustic Dweevil got in the way, but the Brute Knuckles is the only treasure that comes out of an enemy that isn't a boss in the game that goes into your Explorer's kit. And we landed right next to the... way down on the next floor. Normally in, like, Pokemon Mystery Dungeon, that's a huge boon. It's like, okay, skip the floor, but for us, we have treasures to find, so we can't take advantage of that. As you can see, this place is swarming with decorated cannon beetles, and they're in water, too. Even worse. Fortunately, we have a Bullman here, therefore we can get the 10 Bullman it has into our party. As you can see, the Rocket Punch is doing wonders against... the Bullman. It killed it so quickly. Now that I think about it, we did punch out one of the Bullmen in the submerged castle, so... Whoa! No! Please just crash into the water nipple. Aw, damn, it killed a Bullman. But okay, normally in this run, I like to do stuff with my entire crew, but this is a little bit too dangerous, so we're just gonna send Olimar out here to solo these guys. Which isn't hard at all, because as you've seen, their rocks are homing, so we can just lure them into the enemies that shoot them. Basically, just getting them out of the way before we have to head through this incredibly dangerous passage. They make short work of the water dimples, that's for sure. And from what I've seen, it looks like, the decorated any cannon beetles, really. If you can get a cannon beetle's rock to hit a cannon beetle in the snout, that's where it does the most damage. Normally, it won't be a one-hit KO, but if I think it hits it in the snout, it's a one-hit KO because, That's so hard to do because normally there's going to be a rock shooting out that way to break the rock that's hitting at it. A little bit complicated, I know, but basically they're saying the harder it is to damage them, the more likely it'll be a one-hit KO. So, yeah, if you shoot it, if you get him to hit where it's hardest to hit, it'll do more damage. That was actually very simple. Why didn't I say that at first? And as long as I was there, I figured might as well just take care of that water dumble. Now, looks like there's just a really quick path to the treasures. Normally the layout here is a little bit different. Normally there's like a kind of a raised area that's like overlooking the water, which looks kind of cool. But I'm alright with this too. And actually, this dungeon looks very different than it normally does when I play through it. For a reason that there's a treasure for the Explorer's Kit in the next dungeon that's actually going to change the way the dungeons look. And typically I do the next dungeon before the Frontier Cavern. Oh, wow. Hey, get back on land, and there we go. Fire and water can be kind of dangerous if you're not careful. But really, I thought about it carefully, and I decided to go here first rather than that other dungeon in the Valley of Repose, because I really thought about it, and then I was like, yeah, that other dungeon is harder than this one. This one, like I said, is probably like a 3 to 3.5, but the next one is definitely harder than that. If you're going to rate it out of 5 stars, it's harder than that. Especially if it's your first time playing through the game. That's kind of the way I've been trying to rate these. And now that Decorated Cannon Beetle really shouldn't pose a threat, because everyone's got the treasures back to the ship. Also, it looks like it's harder to get the boulders to roll out of the water sometimes. Sometimes the boulders will just roll along the water's edge and not really escape the puddle. Don't count on that, though. Like, that's not always going to save you, because that doesn't normally happen. It happens like, it's like a 50-50 chance, I think. It's unsafe to say. And earlier I mentioned Mystery Dungeon. I'm not even kidding. I've beaten Mystery Dungeon, Pokemon Mystery Dungeon, like Explorers and Time/Darkness. And I have Pokemon, like, Red Rescue Team. It's like Explorers of Red, Explorers of Blue. That's not what it's called. It's like Red Rescue Team, Blue Rescue Team. I have Red Rescue Team. I borrowed it infinitely, kind of. And last night, I actually played it for the first time in months, just because I was kind of bored and was like... I wasn't actually going to play this game because I was waiting for a time a little bit later to play. I'm recording this at a later time, and I still haven't done the gameplay for the game's last area yet, but I've been kind of saving it. I don't know why. Just so I can take a break and enjoy it more when I do it. But I was playing the first Mystery Dungeon, and for the first time ever, I finally beat that stupid training maze with all the Wobbuffets. I just feel very proud of that, so I had to mention it. It was harder than anything else in the whole game, that one stupid training room with the Wobbuffets, and in case you don't know, like, the training for Pokemon Mystery Dungeon is pathetically easy. Except for this one, the Psychic Maze. It just puts you in a 3-floor dungeon where you have to just get past a bunch of Wobbuffets, and on the final floor it's you versus 3 Wobbuffets head-on, and I finally was able to win the fight, without any items, mind you. I was very proud of that. Level 25, Pikachu and Cyndaquil. Okay, moving on to stuff that's actually happening. No! Oh, screw you, Orange Bulborb! Yes, that's what's happening. Frontier Cavern, all the snow has gone away as you've seen. We've ventured down deep enough. It basically went away by 4-5, but figured I might as well mention it now. That's another cool level detail. The further down you go, the more the snow disappears. Whoa! Wasn't expecting you to wake up so early. But look how much damage one Orange Bulborb takes from White Pikmin. That's why typically I try and not have too many White Pikmin on my party. Because that effect is just really cheap. No other way to say it. And this floor just has Orange Bulborbs, Dwarf Orange Bulborbs. This floor would not look out of place in Bulblax's Kingdom, because these are the enemies you typically fight there. As you've seen, there are also giant rocks that fall from the sky. This is one of the few floors that has them in the game. So, as would happen, you just kind of have to avoid those and hope for the best. In addition, I think there should be an iridescent glint beetle on this floor somewhere. I'm not sure if we're going to run into it, though, because I don't think it has one of the treasures. One of the treasures was buried. Frontier Cavern there, going again, having so many buried treasures. Actually, this is the first time I've really noticed that there are so many buried treasures in the Frontier Cavern. It's kind of annoying, but kind of cool, too, that they didn't just forget about the mechanic. It seems like that could be one of the mechanics that they sort of just didn't use as much, like the falling rocks or whatnot. This is a pretty cool yo-yo. It's got fire on the side. Wish I had one like this. And we'll continue this dungeon next episode. See you then.